What's up, everybody? This is Theo from Theo's Pets, and this is Aoda. Let's watch the intro and let's meet this little girl, shall we? Alright, so this is Aoda. Aoda is a blue-eyed leucistic ball python, or a blue-eyed Lucy. And what that is a solid white snake with blue eyes. The cool thing about the blue-eyed leucistic morph is that it's actually more than one morph. You can mix different genetics to get this pattern on a snake. So for example, you can mix, I believe it's like a bamboo and a bamboo, which makes a super bamboo, which comes out all white. I may be mistaken on that. I know you mix a bamboo with something. This one, however, is a honey mixed with a lesser. I know you can mix a lesser with a lesser and also produce a white snake with blue eyes, but from my understanding, they sometimes have googly eyes when you do the super lessers. So, but anyway, so my blue-eyed Lucy here is a honey mixed with a lesser. She is not aged. They didn't know how old she was. We've had her a couple of weeks. She had mites when we got her from the pet store, but we seem to have gotten that under control, and we now got her moved here into the reptile room, into a big plastic tub, which I posted the enclosure video for that last night around like 2 a.m. If any of y'all check that out. So ball pythons are pretty cool. They have a lifespan of about 20 to 30 years in captivity. I do believe it was the San Diego Zoo, maybe. Somebody recorded one of like 47-year lifespan or something like that, which is honestly longer than some people live. So, which is pretty cool for a handleable snake. I mean, size-wise, they're really nice too. The females can get like 4 to 5 feet, sometimes a little bit bigger, but there's outliers in anything, you know. The males on average get about 2 to 3, so they really don't need gigantic enclosure spaces either. They actually tend to prefer smaller ones from my understanding, and a lot of them can live their whole lives completely comfortable in a 40-gallon. So that's kind of cool. Temperature wise, I mean, the ambient air temperature needs to be between like 78 and like 80, 82, which realistically is about what it is here in my reptile room. With a basking spot between like 90 and 96, which I do with a heating mat, which you have to plug into a thermostat. Always have a thermostat. Always have a thermostat. You just can't stress that enough, apparently. So, I mean, aside from that, these guys are really awesome. They're one of the most popular beginner snakes because they're super handleable. Instead of striking at you, they just tend to kind of like ball up and protect their heads. Now, this is actually the only snake in the collection that has taken a strike at me. And that was the first day we had her. She had something from whatever they had her in hanging out of her mouth. And so I tried to pull it out of her mouth. And she got me on my, like, right on my thumb. But aside from that, we've been super chill. She's getting used to being handled. The camera and the lights do tend to make her a little bit nervous, though. So, I mean, they're nice snakes. They're super docile. They're thick-bodied and not super arboreal, so they're not very fast, and they don't really try super hard to get away from me, which is another reason I think that they tend to be super popular. Also, they get big enough to be impressive, but not big enough to really be super scary. I feel like the average person, when they see like a 4 to 5 foot snake, is like, oh my god, that's a big snake. But some of us, when we see a 4 to 5 foot snake, it's like, okay, cool, like I have something in the corner that can hold that, you know. But for the average person, a 5 foot giant white python is a giant snake. People, when they see these things full grown, sometimes even ask if they're anacondas. I mean, it's really crazy just the misconception people have about just snakes in general, but we can talk about that in another video. But, well, this was Theo. This is Aoda. We can check out some B-roll. You guys have a great day.